Friends, my name is Siddesh Nagarasheth. I am from Mannavara. So last class we discussed about a topic from 10th standard, that is refraction of light. In refraction of light we already discussed about what is meant by refraction of light and refractive index. So let us move on to the next part, that is spherical lenses. Spherical lens. Yes, so we already know about spherical mirrors. In spherical mirrors, so there one side is the mirror part, another side is opaque. But here in the spherical lenses, both the two parts are transparent here. So both two parts are transparent. So here it's a transparent medium bound by two surfaces. The two surfaces are transparent only, but so one or two out of those two surfaces, one or two are spherical in nature or spherical in shape. Then we are call it as a spherical lenses. That is a transparent material, the transparent material bound by two surfaces of which one or two surfaces are spherical in shape. Then the transparent material is known as spherical lens. Yes. So we have a material in that all the parts are transparent, but there we have two surfaces, the one or two surfaces of a material. That material is spherical means, so then we are call it as a lens only. There are two types of lenses. So likewise in the mirrors also, so there we have convex mirror and concave mirror. Here we have convex lens and the concave lens. That is types of lenses is, one is the convex lens, another one is the concave lens. Yes, so one is the convex lens and another one is the concave lens. So let us discuss about the types of convex lens and concave lens using suitable diagrams. So here we have the look of convex lens and the concave lens. So let us discuss about convex lens and the concave lens. So here when a lens, so here we know about the lens, so which has two surfaces, one of which has bulging outward or spherical in nature. So here in the convex lens, just observe here, convex lens, it has a two surface. So in that the two surfaces are, one of the two surfaces are bulging outward. That means it is bulging outward like that. So when we have a lens, so we have a two spherical surfaces or one spherical surface which bulging outward or which inward. So which is curved inwardly. So likewise we have taken. So when the lens having two spherical surface or one spherical surface which is bulging outward means, so we can take it as a convex lens. And when we have a lens, so the surfaces of lenses, one of the surfaces of lenses which is curved inward means, so we can take it as a concave lens here. So let us take the definition. So first difference between the definition. So convex lens is bulging outward and it is concave lens is curved inward. It is a lens may have two spherical surfaces bulging outward. Then here a lens may have two spherical surfaces curved inward. So let us look at the convex lens and the concave lens. Here it is the convex lens. That is, here it is convex lens. Here it is. So here it is part is completely the spherical. Here it is also completely spherical. So when you just touch it here, so it looks like some bulging outward. So the surface is here, it is bulging outward, and the surface is here, it is bulging outward. So it's like this. So it likes this. So this is a convex lens. Then, so let us take the concave lens here. This is the concave lens. So here in the middle part of this one, so middle part of the surface, so the surface is curved inward. So it is curved inward here. So here it is very thin. So up here, so here it is very thick part. So here it is thin, here it is thick part. So likewise it is a concave lens. So this is a concave lens here. Yes. So this is about the convex lens and concave lens, how it is formed. Then, so let us take about how the ray behaves in those two lenses. So when a light passes through the lens, convex lens and the concave lens, so infinite number of rays are passes through the transparent material. So when a ray of light passes through the convex lens, it bends towards the principal axis. It always bends towards the principal axis. So that means it always converges towards the principal axis. That's why we have to take that as a converging lens. So that means, so we have to take the ray diagram when we have to take the ray behaviors. So also here we have to take also. So here I will take that one. So when we take like this, when a ray passes here like this, so it is parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, so it meets at the same point. It meets at the same point on the principal axis. So that point we are called it as a principal focus. Just like this. So that means when a ray of light, so it is the first point. When a ray of light passes through the convex lens, after refraction, all the rays meets at a point on the principal axis. Therefore we call it as this. So therefore we call it as this lens is a converging lens. So therefore here I will write, therefore this lens is known as converging lens. converging lens. So let us know about the concave lens. So when we take the concave lens, so I will write the principal axis here. Yes, principal axis, and then here I will take some of the rays. Infinite number of rays are there. Here, out of that I will consider only 2 here. So here after refraction it diverges from the, here it is converges to the principal axis, here it is diverges from the principal axis. So here it is, looks like this. Here it is. Yes. So that means here we have to produce backward here and here also. Here also we have to take the same thing. It is diverging from the principal axis and appears to meet at a principal focus. Appears to meet at a principal focus here. So this is F. So here it is F. Here it is F. So here, when a ray of light passes through the concave lens, after refraction, it diverges from the principal axis and appears to meet at a principal focus. So that is when a ray of light passes through the concave lens, it diverges from the principal axis. So and it appears to meet at a principal focus. Here we know that one. So we have to take it in a ray behavior. So here this lens we have called it as a diverging lens. So therefore this lens is known as diverging lens. So here we have the diverging lens, that means it's a concave lens and a convex lens. The behavior of light in convex lens and behavior of light in concave lens. So here we have some of the differences. That is the first difference. The second difference we can take. This is the third difference, converging lens. And when we have the concave lens, so the first difference is there, second difference is there, third difference is there. So you have to write when we have a question about difference between convex lens and the concave lens. So let us have some of the parameters while we are drawing the ray behavior in spherical lenses. So let us look at what are the parameters we have to take while drawing the ray behavior in convex lenses and the concave lenses. So here we know about principal axis. So principal axis is an imaginary line drawn through the two centers of curvature. Passes through the two centers of curvature or one center of curvature, like that. So here we know that one. So here just observe, here there are two surfaces are there. So that means there are two centers of curvatures are there. In convex lens also, concave lens also. That means when we extend as a circle the center of that circle, it lies on the principal axis. So here we have two centers of curvature we have to take. So for example here C1, and when we consider this as first surface, so here it is C2, like that. We can take, that is in lenses we can take two centers of curvature. That is, center of curvature is a center of a circle where the spherical surface is a part of that sphere. So we know that one. So I'm not again taken to you in front of you. So because we already know that one, but here we have to take, there are two centers of curvature for the biconvex lens and the biconcave lenses. So it is biconvex and biconcave means, so those two parts, two sides, two surfaces are also spherical. So here also two spherical surfaces are also spherical. That's why I am taking it as a biconvex and biconcave lenses. So firstly, what are these? First parameter it is center of curvature. There are two centers of curvature. Two centers of curvature for biconvex and biconcave lenses. Yes. So we have it. And another again parameter it is principal axis. We know that when imaginary line passes through the two centers of curvature, that is principal axis. Principal axis, that is imaginary line passes through two centers of curvature. Yes. So let us, we have to know about the another parameter. It is very important to us in this chart, in this part, that is likewise pole in the mirror. So here we have, there is no any pole in the mirror, because when we take pole means here we have to take two poles are there. So it is not possible here. So here we have to take optic center, that is center of the spherical part. That is center of the spherical part. It is, so that is optic center. It is the center of spherical part. The center of spherical part of a lens. Center of spherical part of a lens here. Then, so let us take the principal focus. Principal focus is also, we know that one. So when a ray of light passes through the convex lens or concave lens, so in convex lens actually meet at the point on the principal axis. All the rays actually meet at the point on the principal axis. And in the case of concave lens, it appears to be made on the principal axis. That point we are calling it as a principal focus. Already you know that one. So I am not taken in another time. So here we have two principal foci. It is principal focus. So there are two principal foci on either side of the lens. On either side of the lens. So better to write the definition here. So the principal focus, the definition of principal focus. So here after that we have to write there are two principal foci on either side of the lens. So they are represented as F1 and F2. Because here we have to take this one is a F2 and here we have to take F1. So in this side we have to take F1 here, and here it is in this side we have to take F2. So we have to take like this. Here another term is there, that means in lenses we are not using the center of curvatures. So we are using 2f1, that means 2 times of f1, that means the distance, double of this distance is we have taken it as a f1. So this the double of this distance actually. So from the optic center it is O, here it is O. So optic center we are representing it as a O here. So this is represented by, so let us take that one, this is represented by by O. This is represented by O here. So here F1 and F2 is there. Here 2F1 and 2F1. So here we have to take C2. In place of C2, here we have to take 2F2. And here also we have to take the distance, that is 2F1, and here it is 2F2. Some measurement difference are there. So while we are trying, so when you are taken the in your notebook, so you have to take the right measurements. So here some of the measurement is difference is there. Okay. So here we have principal focus. They are represented as F1 and F2 here. Then final one parameter is the focal length. Focal length. So here in this case the focal length. So in spherical mirrors we have the focal length is difference between pole and the focus, principal focus. Here it is the distance between optic center and the principal focus. That is distance between optic center and principal focus. Optic center and principal focus. So this is represented by F. This is represented by the letter F. This is represented by the letter F. We know that. Yes. So this is about some of the parameters based on convex lenses and concave lens we have to use when we have to draw the ray diagram and ray behaviors representing convex lens and the concave lens. So let us take some of the ray behaviors of convex lens and the concave lenses. So here we have to know about some of the ray behavior. What happens when a ray of light passes through parallel to the principal axis, and when a ray passes through the principal focus, what happens we have to know here. So firstly I will take when a ray passes parallel to the principal axis. Here it is, the light is parallel to the principal axis. You have to draw again. So simultaneously you have to write again and again the diagrams. When you have to describe the lenses, you have to write the lens only. So after that, when we have to describe the ray behavior, you have to write again here. Yes. So firstly I will take the case 1, that is when a ray passing parallel to the principal axis of a convex lens, it meets at the principal focus. All there is, it meets at the principal focus. Here, when a ray passing parallel to the principal axis of a concave lens, so then it diverges from the principal axis and appears to meet on the principal focus. Appears to be here actually appears to be, I have already told you in the spherical mirrors. So here it is in the spherical lens also, we have to use that one. So let us take that case. So those two cases, one is convex lens and another is the concave lens. It is when a ray parallel to the principal axis of convex lens. Firstly we have to take convex lens after refraction. So we have to take the right statements like this: when a ray parallel to the principal axis, after refraction, it actually meet on the principal focus. After refraction, it actually meet on the principal focus. Yes, this is about the convex lens. Then let us take about concave lens. Try to write your own. When a ray parallel to the principal axis principal axis of concave lens after refraction it diverges from the principal axis and appears to be meet at a principal focus appears to be meet at a principal focus. So here we have to describe that one only. So when a ray parallel to the principal axis after refraction actually or appears to be. So it depends on convex lens or the concave lens. So then we had whether it is converges to the principal axis or diverges to the principal axis. After that it meets on the principal focus. Whether it is appear to be or actually it is depends on the lenses. So let us take the case 2. Yes, let us take the case 2 here. The case 2 is when a ray is actually, initially it is passing through the principal focus. After reflection what happens we have to take. So here, so firstly we have to take in the convex lens. So here firstly I will take like this. It passes through the principal focus of convex lens. So we already know that when a ray parallel to the principal axis, it converges towards the principal focus. And so here, initially it is passing through the principal focus means, so it's a vice versa condition, that is, so we have to take parallel to the principal axis. So it emerges parallel to the principal axis. And in this case, so here it is initially it is passing through the principal focus. That means it appears to be, not exactly, not actually. It is appears to be passing through the principal focus. So it appears to be passing through the principal focus. After refraction, it emerges parallel to the principal axis. So likewise we have. So remember those ray behaviors. So we have to use while we are representing the image formation in convex lens and the concave lens. So let us describe that one. So first one, it is convex lens. I will take when a ray actually, here we have to take the first one, actually passes through the principal focus of convex lens. Principal focus of the convex lens after refraction it emerges parallel to the principal axis. Yes. So we have about convex lens. So when a ray actually passes through the principal focus of convex lens, after refraction it emerges parallel to the principal focus. So let us take about concave lens. That is when a ray appears to be passes through principal focus. Try to write yourself. Principal focus of concave lens. After refraction it emerges parallel to the principal focus. It emerges parallel to the principal focus. So this is the case 2 of ray behavior in spherical lenses. So let us take the last case of ray behavior in spherical lenses. Take the last case of ray behavior in spherical lenses. So likewise in the mirrors. So when the ray passes through the center of curvature, there is no any deviations. So likewise here also. So this is the case when a ray passes through the optic center. So here already it is the representation of principal axis, that is there is no any deviation at all when a ray passes exactly from the optic center of the convex lens and the concave lens here. So likewise we can take any other ray, so passing through the optic center there is no any deviation after refraction. That is when we take like this, so we have a ray like this. So there is no any deviation after passing through the optic center. Here also there is no any deviation after passing through the optic center. So let us we have to describe that one. That is when a ray of light passing through the optic center of convex lens or concave lens, in both cases it is applicable here, convex lens or concave lens, it emerges without any deviation. Yes. So here we have the ray behavior in spherical lenses. So I hope you know about this one. I hope you understood all the things about spherical lenses. So those who are watching this video for the first time, please subscribe our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Also hit the like button. So thank you one and all. Be safe and stay home. Thank you.